Hi, everybody. It is Monday, the 8th of January, 2023. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time. Yeah, please remember I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything is for entertainment purposes only. Full disclaimers down in the box, along with the Buy Me a Coffee and tip jar Venmo account and all that nonsense. Uh, yeah, and yeah, I noticed ABC Corp is playing games again, so now I'm back under 500. I guess they really want people to sign up for the monetization, but um, I'm not going to do that until I know it's not going to kill me financially on other things. So it's, hey, ABC Corp, deal with it. I'll have people word of mouth pass on my videos. I mean, share it to whoever you like. And we're going to go from there. Now, we've got some really crazy stuff happening, and a lot of the news that I'm seeing is dealing with stuff happening like in the subcontinent, like Bangladesh and India and Maldives, and that's a big cluster bomb. And I'm going to have to do some more digging before I make any real comments on that, but it's like not fantastic. But I mean, one thing that I did catch, Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, they've got a lot of foreign nationals working outside of the country of Myanmar, and the current style of government has now stated that if you're a foreign national, and so you have to pay a certain percentage now in like income tax, and if you aren't up to date and paid on your taxes, they're going to revoke your passports. So, which means you can't work outside of there. Another thing, and it kind of is kind of like the same speech that I put up back in October about Donnie Jr. And yeah, he's making noise that about the we no longer have any oil reserves here in the U.S. They've been sending our oil reserves over to Eastern Europe, wiping us out. Well, I know that the demon quacks, their game was to deplete our oil reserves and mess up our supply chain and stuff. So, yeah, it's Donnie Jr. is just reminding people of what stupid moves Barry had done on that faux inauguration back in 2021. So, something else that's really hit the news is that over in Germany right now, the farmers have gotten together and they're being supported by other industries. They're basically stopping all traffic in Germany. It's going to be a week-long protest, strike, they're calling it. And it's because Germany has cut off all the subsidies for the fuel that's needed to run a farm, the diesel fuel for the big farm equipment. And basically, the European Union, which is basically a left-wing socialist communist organization, is pulling all this climate crap, and they want to stop real farms, independently owned farms. They want it all corporate so they can control our food supply. Well, now the farmers in Germany have said, F you, we're taking back our rights, and it's spreading to other countries. I mean, the Netherlands is now saying, up yours to the EU. Germany, the people are standing up. France is soon to follow, along with Austria and Hungary. A lot of people are saying we're not putting up with this control politics any longer. So it's even the left-wing DW News is doing good coverage on this story. I mean, yeah, our favorite Swede talked about it, and he's going to be giving updates. But when the left-wing DW News is actually being pro-farmer, something big is happening in Europe, and we need to keep our eyes on it. Now, the other big thing is what's going on with pertaining to the U.S. and the Middle East. Well, it's becoming now out on mainstream media is now releasing the information that the country of Iran, back in 1979, when they became ruled by the extreme Shiite Sharia law nonsense. In 1979, they forced every woman now has to wear a hijab, which means their hair and neck all has to be covered. And you see photos, and it's like every woman is walking around like in a black tent. Well, now they're, instead of like arresting women and then releasing them so they can go home to cross the Rainbow Bridge, they're now taking women out to the public pillories. And most recently, one of the gals who was saying, up yours to the mullahs and the extreme Shiites, got 74 lashes. Yeah, whipped. Publicly whipped because she's standing up for women's rights. Definitely. These are the fools that are coming in across the southern border. All these I-cult members. These guys, they're a walking jihad army coming into the United States. And like I've been saying, look at what they're doing in North Africa to Christian areas. They're going to start doing it here. And they're going to, all these stupid pro-Palestinian chickie-poos who don't know their butt from a hole in the ground, if they're not completely covered up, they're going to get hit with the lashes also. And this is not an S&M dominatrix game. This is real life. And of course, we've got Blinken over in Qatar. And they're saying, oh, we don't want the war to spread out of the Middle East. Well, baloney. It's already happening. Take a look at what's going on in Yemen. Yemen is really, they're the ones that are blocking the Red Sea. And now, it's ironic that Saudi Arabia is negotiating a deal to purchase a bunch of the, they call them Eurofighters. They're basically Air Force jets. And yeah, the U.S. still has a big base in Saudi. They're getting those jets for the Saudi Army, Air Force. So they can basically carpet bomb Yemen. Because the Yemenites, like I've said so many times before, well, I learned this back in the 1970s. The joke was you could smell a Paki a block away, but you could smell a Yemenite a mile away. Yemen has always been the redheaded bastard stepchild of Islam. They've always been troublemakers, and they've always have been despised. It's like the Yemenites, all they know how to do is bicker because they're Shiite. And they don't like, they want everybody to follow, they're a cult. They want everything to be extreme. follow their perverted ideology. And if you're not, you're going to be annihilated. That's what Yemen wants. That's what these that's what the I-cult in Tehran wants. Well, now the Sunnis, the Saudis, the Jordanians, the Egyptians are getting geared up. It's basically going to be a battle between the globalists who are supporting the I-cults against the moderate Sunnis. And yeah, it's like the people like Billy Gates and Georgie Porgy Soros, Klaus Schwab, all these globalist idiots who blame everything on climate change. They're the ones that are tight with Yemen and Tehran. And now the Saudi government is saying, enough is enough. And like I've been saying before, if you have friends and family in South Africa, start getting them out, because on the 11th is the first court date. Because South Africa, the idiots down there are taking Israel to court for alleged genocide in Gaza. Take a look at the complexion differential in South Africa. South Africans don't like people who are white. So they're making a name for themselves by now going after the Israelis, predominantly. Many people in Israel, the Jewish population, are a lot of them are Ashkenazi, descendants of those who survived Hitler's rampage. So, of course, they're helping to instigate the race war. This is what it's going to come down to. People who are either going to follow the evil, dark-skinned, left-wing idiots, or people who are right-wing and say, hey, we're not putting up with this shit. Even now, people are asking questions because, okay, JoJo is back in Delaware. And they did state that in 2023, he was on vacation for more than 130 days. Yeah, that's more than about 30% of the work time. JoJo was MIA. We know that during the alleged global planned something, one of his cabinet members went missing. MIA, Pete Butthead, because he was on daddy leave. Especially instead of fixing the supply chain issues that his government instituted, he conveniently was playing daddy. Yeah. Now it's finally come out that our Lloyd Austin, our Secretary of Defense, well, all hell's breaking loose in the Middle East. This guy's been in the hospital. Who's reporting to whom? I bet Barry knew. Of course, they didn't. Why bother telling JoJo and Cammy Poo? Because they don't have the mental comprehension to realize what that would cause. So yeah. They're saying he needs to resign from office. I'm saying this is more ammunition. Hold on 1 second. Something's beeping. Okay, back. Like I was saying, Here repeatedly. We've got members of Barry's third-term cabinet going off and going MIA for extended periods of time. And I did chat with someone this morning. She goes, how are these people letting this happen? I go, because people are apathetic. I said, hey, you haven't been going out to vote. Yeah, we've got to go vote in these smaller midterm elections. You're bitching about stuff, but you didn't go to the midterms. You didn't go vote. We need to. We need to go stand up and get in the faces of our elected officials. Yeah. And ask them, why are they tolerant of this crap? We've got to stand up. We've got to start being vocal. I know I'm doing it. And that's why I don't want to be monetized, because that'll put restrictions on me. And that's why I use my own software to film. And then I also cross-post. So, hey, ABC can't get mad at me because I'm not monetized. What can they do? Kick me off? I think enough people realize now they can find me over on Elon's platform and the R platform, and soon one of the other couple other platforms too. Now, no, I did not watch the Golden Globes last night. Something else was going on that I had to take care of. Something else was happening. But I have noticed, yeah, it's like more and more stuff is being said about Rachel and the backlash now that's coming from because of Scobie's endgame. Well, now she wants to be a director. She doesn't have the skills. She doesn't have the skill set. And she has to be given permission to direct. Basically, it's going to be the Directors Guild of America that tells her yes or no whether or not she can do it. She could do some like punk ass, no budget indie thing that's non-union across the board. But for her to work on anything that's unionized, DGA is not going to let her in. So more pipe dreams. More of Rachel's pipe dreams. But like I said, last night stuff was flying right, left, all over the place. Today still more stuff is happening. So sorry this is shorter than normal, but I do have a life outside of ABC Corp. Yeah. So, yeah, today is the 8th. Next video goes up on the 10th, 4:30 in the afternoon also. So, everyone have a great evening. I'll be talking to you on the 10th, and I promise I'll do some digging on what's going on in India, Bangladesh, and the Maldives. Bye-bye.